I never thought I'd own a Lamborghini, let alone a Revuelto. But when the opportunity came knocking, I couldn't resist. This is the story of how I bought a wrecked Lamborghini Revuelto and turned it into my dream car. The beginning, a crazy idea. I've always been passionate about cars, especially supercars. But let's be real, owning a brand new Lamborghini is out of reach for most people. That's when I got an idea. What if I bought a wrecked one and rebuilt it? It wasn't just about saving money, it was about the challenge, the thrill, and the satisfaction of bringing a masterpiece back to life. Finding the wrecked Revuelto. I spent weeks searching through auctions, salvage yards, and online forums. Then, one day, I saw it, a 2024 Lamborghini Revuelto, wrecked but still beautiful. It had front-end damage, some bent frame parts, and a few missing components, but the engine and core structure were intact. The price, much lower than I expected. It was still expensive, but compared to a brand new Revuelto, it was a steal. Without thinking twice, I placed my bid. After a nerve-wracking auction, I won. The first look, a dream or a nightmare. When the car finally arrived at my garage, my excitement turned into mixed emotions. The damage was worse than it looked in pictures. The front bumper was destroyed, the headlights shattered, and the suspension was completely off. But despite all the flaws, it was still a Lamborghini Revuelto. The V12 hybrid engine, the aggressive design, the pure Italian craftsmanship, it was all there, waiting to be revived. The restoration process, blood, sweat, and tears. Fixing a Lamborghini isn't like fixing a normal car. Every part is expensive, rare, and complicated. The first step was to assess the damage. I had a professional inspect the frame to ensure it was safe to rebuild. Here's what needed to be done. Front-end repair, replace the bumper, headlights, and hood. Suspension overhaul, get new shocks and control arms. Electronics reset, the crash had triggered multiple error codes. New wheels and tires, the impact had damaged one of the rims. Sourcing parts was the hardest part. Some had to be ordered from Italy, while others I managed to find in salvage yards. The moment of truth, first startup. After weeks of work, it was time for the first startup. I pressed the ignition button, and for a moment, there was silence. Then, the hybrid V12 roared to life. That sound alone made every sleepless night and every dollar spent worth it. The final touch, bringing it back to glory. With the car running, the final step was paint and detailing. I chose a sleek matte black finish with carbon fiber accents. It wasn't just a repaired Lamborghini anymore, it was a unique masterpiece. Was it worth it? Absolutely. The journey was tough, the expenses were high, but the satisfaction of bringing a wrecked Lamborghini back to life. Priceless. Now, every time I hit the road, people turn their heads, not knowing the story behind this beast. But I know. And that's all that matters. Would you ever buy a wrecked supercar and restore it? Let me know in the comments.